Hey, how are you? Lift for Mitchell?
Yeah.
Awesome. Be careful. Closing door.
Yeah, sure.
Good to go. One person.
Yeah, just me.
Awesome. So, quick question: is temperature inside the vehicle fine too?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. You don't mind about radio?
Nah.
Cool. Also, if you would like to drink, I got the water. If you need phone charger, just let me know.
Yeah, appreciate you.
How is your night going?
Oh, not too bad. I just got off work. Drove over here by my brother because he doesn't feel like driving me back home, so
I got you.
that's why it took a second to get out. They didn't want to let me leave.
Tired?
A little bit. They got me up a little earlier than normal. Got me working a double.
What do you do for a living if it's not secret?
I bartend.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Downtown?
I'm over at the. I was over at the marina in Laverne,
I
the
got
Cedar
you.
Creek Marina over there.
I got you.
I bartend downtown too. That's just where I was today.
So, CMA on Friday.
It's gonna be freaking crazy.
Probably will work at downtown.
At bare minimum, traffic's gonna be crazy enough to really make me mad.
Yeah.
It's just so hit and miss. Some years it's just like CMAs. Some years if you work all CMA weekend, you'll make 2,000, 2,500 bucks. And other years you're just gonna make a few hundred.
Oh, really?
And it just depends. Depends on the crowd you get in, how much they feel like drinking, weather, who's performing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'll always bring a bunch of people down, but I mean, you'll always make more than you'll pretty much always pull $1,000 if you work the full CMA weekend. But like sometimes you'll make like $3,000.
Wow.
It just depends. All depends. Yeah, like I said, just how it plays out, what bar you're in. But I mean, there's gonna be so many people in town. It's like you're gonna get some volume no matter what. Which I mean, if you have 200 people walk through your door and everyone tips you $2, that's that's $400 still. It's like, and some people are gonna stiff you, and other ones are gonna tip you super fat. So it all levels out in the end. Even if you have a bad week or a bad day, you're gonna make it back sometime. Eventually have that rich dude who doesn't care about his money and will come in and tip you $1,000 or something.
It happens?
Every now and again. Those are few and far between. That's like you're lucky to get one of those a year, but like every now and again you'll have somebody, and then sometimes you get super lucky. I worked at a bar where like there's just like this super rich dude who was down here like looking at properties, like rental properties to buy, and he really liked our bar. So after he would get done with like his business, he'd come get fairly drunk, run up like a $200 tab, and he tipped us like $600 the first night, like $1,000 the second night. He's in town for 3 days, and like the third night he tipped us like $1,500.
Awesome.
It was like, it's like sometimes you get that.
Wow.
Like I said, that's a rarity.
Yeah.
That's an absolute rarity.
Someday you're making money, someday you're making nothing.
Yeah. Some days you don't even break minimum wage.
Yeah. I hear you.
Dude, my girlfriend bartends too, and last night she left with $23. She was like 4 hours into their shift. They had like a couple come in, and then another group of 3 come in, in the 4 hours that she was there, and she just like went up to her GM and she's like, I don't need to be here. And he was like, oh, is your side work done? And she goes, there's been 5 people walk through our door. There's no side work to do. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go clock out. It's like I didn't even make minimum wage. I've been here for 4.5 hours. I made $23, and I'm a server, or I'm a bartender. So like, not even getting an hourly.
Yeah, we'll be honest with you, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Most people would freak out if they saw our pay stubs, because our pay stubs are just negative numbers.
I will cry. We'll be honest with you. Like,
I mean, like I said, you're getting paid in cash. You're getting paid in your tips up front, but it's like your pay stub is just negative numbers. You look at it and you're just like, eh. It's like, I know I made $1,500 last week, but I feel like I didn't make anything now.
oh, I feel you. No, really, something's happened with the economy, you know. Like, I got so many side hustles, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
My favorite thing is whenever, like, a bartender from, like, the UK or something comes in, and they start asking you about, like, all right, so how does this tip and shit work? Like, how does this work, like, as far as, like, you getting paid and, like, the taxes on it and all of that, and you start trying to, like, explain it to them, and they're just, like, looking at you, they're just like, what are you saying to me right now?
yeah.
They're just like, wait. That doesn't make any sense. You're just like, yeah, no. It's like that. It's like, depending on the city you're in the United States, we make better money than y'all, but y'all make a livable wage no matter where you're at and what bar you're at or how busy or slow it gets or any of that. It's like, whereas like I'm from a tiny little town in Indiana, and like everyone who bartends there also has like a day job, or it's like a married couple and like the husband works at the coal mine making bank, or has a union job and he makes bank, and then she comes along with like extra spending money working 3 or 4 shifts a week at a bar, you know. It's like, but you're not supporting yourself with just that bar.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
But if you're in like Nashville or Vegas or Los Angeles, well, actually LA is not a great one.
Really?
That's just because the cost of living is so expensive.
Oh,
It's not that they're not making good money. Like, the numbers themselves are good, but it's also like a cheap apartment is $3,000 in LA. Like, what people are paying to live in Franklin, people are paying to live in like a shitty neighborhood in a studio apartment in LA.
Wow.
San Diego's the same way. San Diego's actually the most expensive city in the United States to live in.
Really?
The cost of living there is like 20% higher than the number 2. I don't remember what number 2 is. I think it's another city there in Cali, though, if I remember. And I think Chicago's number 3. Like I said, like, the numbers you're making are good. If they were like making those same numbers here, you'd be fine. But it's like, we're also like 150% less expensive than LA. Like, LA is over twice as expensive to live in as Nashville. Nashville, all in all, isn't too bad as far as cost of living goes. It's a pretty decent, like, starter city. If you, like, moved out of your parents' house for the first time and want to be in a big city, like, there's plenty of jobs here, and there's plenty of jobs that can pay enough as long as you're willing to work. I really like this city. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love it, the city. But don't like it driving in downtown, you know?
Yeah.
Especially Friday and Saturdays.
If I ever moved away from here, I'd probably still keep a spot in town. Probably the spot that I'm living in now, honestly. The rent there is pretty damn cheap, considering I don't have roommates. So. Got a nice little fenced-in backyard. Not that it does me any good. My dog still gets right out of the fence if he wants to, but
I get you.
it don't even matter. I could block all the places that he crawls underneath, but he can just hop it. I used to have this big lifted Honda, like Honda Ridgeline, the Honda truck, that was lifted on like 32-inch tires, and he could jump up in the bed of my truck without me putting the tailgate down.
Wow.
He learned how to like the Belgian Malinois, how they like can pull himself up and over and kind of like hook themselves and pull themselves up. He learned how to do that.
Nice. Smart
So
dog.
he can clear shit that's like 5 foot tall pretty easily. I mean, to be fair, he learned it at the skate park. It's my fault, but he learned that following me around, watching me fly out of the bowl, and him just trying to follow me.
Nice.
Yeah, he'll run out the half pipe, man. He'll run out and over the coping and just pop up into the flat, up top. He doesn't give a shit. He's a little skate park dog. Skate park mutt. He's a little asshole too.
Why?
He just is. He takes after me. He behaves like I do, and apparently I'm an asshole.
I get you.
I didn't think I was that bad till I got him.
Oh.
Love him to death, though. He's a great dog.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just a little bit of an asshole. It's fun.
I'll be honest with you, I'm a more cat person.
I love cats, too.
I love cats. Like
I feel like my dog could be taught to be okay with cats, and I wouldn't mind having a cat. And I don't think, like, he doesn't ever try to actually kill anything. So he's caught, like, a couple of rabbits in the backyard and stuff. And he just walks up to you with it in his mouth. The thing's just, like, freaking out in his mouth. And he's just, like, looking at you. And he's just like, well, what the fuck do I do with this thing, dude?
Yeah.
What do I do with this?
I catch it.
Yeah. I think part of the reason he's so rowdy and he is like he is, I think he came from, like, a working line. I think, like, his parents were, like, working dogs. Not, like, sit in your house laying around dogs.
Like working dogs, you mean
I think
like
that they're-
security or hunting dogs?
Hunting,
I
probably.
get you.
He's a lab mix of some sort. So I think that it's just like in his DNA to not like mess up the meat and the fur. And that's why he doesn't like start shaking things and try to kill it. I think that it's just like in his DNA to not like mess up the merchandise. Because like I said, he's caught all kinds. I walked up and he just has like a mole in his mouth or whatever, and he's just like not trying to kill it.
But just.
And that's why, like, there's been a couple of times where I got to get in between him and a raccoon because I'm like, dude, you're not gonna try to kill the thing. It's like it's just gonna sit there and just fillet you open. And now it's 2:30 in the morning, and I have to try to find an emergency vet and get you stitches and pay $500 for the things.
For a vet?
Probably.
Oh.
Going into an emergency vet at 2:30 in the morning to get stitches for a raccoon that just mauled his face. Probably. I mean, I could be wrong. I would love for it to not be $500.
Yeah.
Like, I could also be wrong in the complete opposite direction.
Yes.
It could also be $1,000 for all I know.
Yes.
I'm just like, no, dude, you can't fight the raccoon. Get in the damn house. It would be one thing if you were just an absolute killer of a dog. Whatever. Get it by the neck, shake it a couple times, and it'll be alright. I had a dog growing up. We had a dog named Muggsy who was that way. And he'd decapitate him.
Oh, what is a decapitate?
He'd take the head off. Like, you would, like, find the head somewhere nearby the house. And then, like, if you went and scoured the property, there was probably just, like, a raccoon body laying around somewhere. He would sit there and shake it till it popped off. He was a little savage, dude.
Savage mode activated, you know.
He was savage ass dog. He was a sweetheart to us, but
Yeah.
God forbid you were a raccoon. You're gonna have a bad day if Mowgli got eyes on you.
Maybe some squirrels, you know. Like,
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Moles, whatever. He was good with cats. He knew not to mess with the cats. He knew the cats were ours. He was actually like a neighbor's dog, and he just like he wouldn't stay at the neighbor's house. He would always just come and hang out with our dog. And eventually the neighbors like, "You just fucking want the dog."
Yeah.
Because it seems to want you, and Dad's just like, yeah, whatever, yeah, might as well.
I get you.
So it just would not stay. He made friends with our dogs and just wanted to kick it at our house, I guess.
That vehicle little bit scared me. I'm sorry.
Do what?
That vehicle little bit scared me, you know. He was taking left and suddenly take right, you know. Yeah. A lot of drivers here don't know how to use turn signal,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Or just drive like a decent human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of problems also like in airport area. Like
Yeah.
let me call them colleagues, like who's doing ride share.
Yeah.
They're not following like rules, you know. Everyone try to cut, creating traffic.
Yeah,
you know.
downtown's a nightmare. Sometimes.
It's crazy.
The worst ones are those taxi dudes, though. Those taxi dudes downtown. I can't tell you how many times I've smacked on their hood.
Really?
Oh, I'll straight smack their damn hood because they're just like creeping up on me, and I'm like, motherfucker, like I have the crosswalk. Like that's a walking man. That's not a fucking stop hand. Like, don't fucking creep up on me.
In that case, I will agree with you,
Yeah.
but from my personal experience,
Yeah.
it was a lot of times in downtown. It's green for me.
Yeah.
I'm going
Oh,
straight.
yeah, no,
I'm going straight, and like
And those taxi dudes are just like, they're the worst about like, they'll just catch a little nose. If they see like a little bit, if you leave like 6 foot between you and the car in front of you, and you happen to be like right at a side street with a stop sign, they'll just inch and inch and inch and inch until they got about like 6 inches of car in front of your vehicle, and you just have to let them in. And they'll do that shit, and they'll be like so close to your vehicle. And like they'll be like basically on the car in front of you's bumper, and they're like 6 inches from your car, and you're just like, dude, like
what you doing?
it ain't that fucking deep. Like, like you don't gotta do all that.
And we'll be honest with you, like
It's like they're awful, bro.
from my experience, still I got the more problems with pedestrians neither than drivers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like.
No, a lot of those tourists are just really disrespectful.
Yes, especially like if they're drunk, you
Yeah.
know, if it's like huge company. Like,
Oh no, there's definitely times where like I'm trying to leave the parking garage, and it's like, bro, I have the light. Why did no one move? And it's just because those people keep walking. And as long as there's people in the middle of the road, they're gonna keep walking.
yes, you know.
It's like, I mean, there's no point in not stopping whenever there's other vehicles there right now, or other people. There's 30 people already in the road. Like,
You
the
cannot.
cars can't go anyways, so they're
Yeah.
just gonna keep going.
Yeah, and they're raising their hand, you know, like stop. It was a couple of times when I was not professional when I working or with a passenger, you know, I just roll down my window and say a couple of stuff. First,
Yeah.
when I'm angry, I cannot speak English.
Yeah.
I started talking Russian.
You know what? It's probably for the best, honestly. At least then they can't. For the most people won't know what you're saying. Anyway.
No. I started like using really bad words in Russian. After then, like
Yeah.
the pressure level going down, and I started swearing in English.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh man. Also, another thing the taxi drivers do that drives me absolutely
You hate taxi drivers.
bonkers.
You hate
Dude,
taxi.
they'll literally. I watched a fucking cab one time. Like, freaking. He was just freaking out. And, like, just. He had his horn going for. I literally, like, remember looking at the time on my watch. He had his horn going for, like, 8.5 minutes straight.
Like without stop or like
Without stop. No, he wasn't just like bumping it. Like he just put it on and didn't take it off for like eight minutes. And like it was one of those situations where like, and it happened for 2 straight lights, for 2 full lights. The people just kept walking, so it didn't move at all. And he just was like laying on that horn. And it's just like, bro, it's not gonna stop anything. You laying on that horn, all you're doing is just like pissing off everyone who's in front of you. And like one dude, like one of the dudes in the car in front of him, like opened his door up and started screaming at him, like out of his door. And I was just like, dude, you're gonna get yourself beat the fuck up. So it's just like that drunk ass redneck dude who just popped his head out the door is probably about another 2 minutes away from stepping all the way out and coming and whooping your ass. Like, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna record it and put it on the internet because that's just gonna be funny. I hate the scooter drivers too, or the scooter riders too, to be completely fair.
Oof.
Not just the
Oh,
taxis.
please stop. Please stop.
Dude, the scooters are the worst.
Oh.
I kick them over whenever I see them. If I'm like out walking, like whenever I'm like walking back to the garage from my bar, if I just see like a scooter standing up over there, I'll walk over and kick it over.
I call them like kamikaze, you know?
Yeah,
Like they're literally kamikaze.
yeah. No, I'll go kick them over. I hucked one into the fountain downtown one time.
I will delete it from my video, that part.
Oh yeah, please do.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have to. Allegedly, I did that.
I got you.
They're the worst.
Maybe you was imagining to do that, like let's say like this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's for sure by 110%.
So I started another side hustle. It's not side hustle, it's just a hobby.
The what? Charging them?
No.
Is like you can charge those scooters. It's like fucking $50 a scooter.
No.
You can go like
no,
pick them up, you take them back to your house, charge them, and you get like $50 per scooter.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually like a good side hustle.
No, I was talking about like here right now.
Oh yeah.
I create. Okay, let me rephrase. I'm taking videos how I'm talking with passengers.
Yeah.
So like you can see the sign on the door.
Yeah.
So like, do you want to be on a YouTube?
That's
face-
fine.
You
Okay.
good?
Yeah,
Nothing.
that's fine with me.
I'm not required by law
Yeah.
asking the passengers. However,
It is nice.
yes,
It
it's
is
first of all,
nice, yeah.
it's nice, and second stuff, you know, like I talk with really important person in
Yeah.
restaurant business here in Nashville. He owns like dozen of stores. You know, we was exchanging like I used to do like
Is it Steve Smith?
no, I don't know. So we
Since
used
it's on
to.
video. I won't talk shit.
So I used to do Uber Eats, you know.
Yeah.
I give him so many complaints about all his stores. Yeah, you know, and I was telling him truth, like, you know, he was, thank you. He tipped me well, we'll be honest with you. Tipped me well.
Yeah. We like that. We like good tippers.
So, one of my passengers give me advice, putting videos on a YouTube and social media, because I installed so many cameras for safety reasons.
Yeah.
Some incident happened last year summer.
Checks out.
Huh?
So that checks out.
Yeah, and she was like, hey, are you recording for some social media? I say, no, it's for my safety. And she say, hey dude, you talking well, you got the positive energy, put on the social media, you know. By the way, you living in really nice area.
Yeah, no, that's a cool little spot back here.
Even it's like long drive inside the neighborhood, however, like
Yeah.
it's awesome place. Like I can even feel like really fresh air, you know.
Yeah. No, it's cool. There's a like a little walking entrance into Shelby Park right around the corner from me.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and everything. That's a nice little neighborhood.
But I hope you will make a lot of money, you
I
know.
would hope so.
Yeah. Also, you get the positive energy. People love it.
Oh yeah. I treat my bar like it's a cookout. Like we're just having like a kickback at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and then just try to treat everybody like they're just one of my buddies at the cookout,
Awesome.
and it plays off pretty well.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's like that's part of the reason I like working bars is because like I don't have to be depending on the bar. If I was at some like big corporate bar or something, you have to be a little more prim and proper. But I don't work those kind of bars. I work at bars where you can kind of bullshit and like curse, like with and at your customers, and like you can, like I said, you can just kind of treat them like they're just one of your boys over at a cookout, like, and people eat it up. Is it like people will be like, "Hey man, can I get a Bud Light?" And I'll be like, "Fuck you," and they'll just like look at me. I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." And they'll just start laughing. They're just like, "Yeah."
Should I delete that part or no?
Nah,
Keep it?
it's not.
Okay, I
It's
got
not.
you.
My bosses know I do it. I do it in front of them.
I got
My favorite thing is whenever people will be like, "Can I get ice water?" And I'll be like, "No, we're out.
you. From ice water?
We're out of water."
You have a beer.
Like
or
as I'm like pouring them a water, you just bullshit with them like they're your buddy.
I got you.
Your bartender should be someone you want to have a beer with, in my opinion.
For
So,
sure. For sure.
I try to be someone you want to have beer with.
For sure.
You know, no one wants to drink alone. They feel like they're drinking with somebody.
Probably is. So we'll be honest with you. I'm not a drinker. I'm a sober all the time.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that part.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
So
Right
somewhere
this
here.
one. Yeah.
Awesome. It was a really pleasure talk with you.
Absolutely, man.
See you soon. Take care.
Have a good one, man. Be safe.
Yep.
Watch out for the crazies tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I have all my stuff real quick.
Sure.
Yeah,
Lights on.
I got it.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one, man.
Yep. Another positive passenger. I love it, that kind of people. Really. I really love it, that kind of people. It's positive all the time. You know, talking. You're learning from them. You know. It's fun. It's really fun. So bring me home.